Gentlemen, it is Pack here. So, as you know, every single roster update comes out every other Thursday. And what I do the Thursday before roster update is I give you my predictions of what is the massive changes I'm expecting to happen. So I'm not going to go through every single change that should happen. I'm only going over the massive, really important changes that must happen in this roster update. That's what I'm covering in today's video. If you like rating and roster update changes and all that kind of stuff, please join the pack and subscribe. Let's get it, man. Starting off with the Philadelphia 76ers, as I always do, Tobias Harris. He absolutely needs to go +3. He has been carrying this Philadelphia 76ers team that has been battling injuries all year lately. Now, they're still losing, don't get me wrong, but there's no doubt that Tobias Harris has been very good, averaging around 21 points on very solid efficiency. He's doing a good job. We know Tobias Harris can be a very good NBA player. I think he struggled because now that you had Embiid, Harden, and Tyrese Maxey all getting buckets, he didn't really know what to do and where his role stood. But now I'm seeing it, and he's playing a lot better. I'm expecting him to go up. For the Chicago Bulls, maybe a controversial take, but I really feel strongly that Zach LaVine needs to go up 3, tying him with DeMar DeRozan. So he would make him tied as the best player on the team. Zach LaVine has been a very good player these last couple games, and even though the Chicago Bulls have been struggling really hard, kind of the same thing with Tobias Harris, it's not Zach LaVine's fault. He is one of the better defenders on the team. He's an amazing scorer. I don't see how DeMar DeRozan is better. He's as efficient. He averages more points. He's a better defender. What is there to say? Zach LaVine's great. The thing is, DeMar and Zach LaVine aren't the reason this team is struggling. It's because even besides Vooch, it's everyone else has not been good at all for the Chicago Bulls. But Zach LaVine hasn't been the reason. I know he had a little bad stretch for a couple games, but he is the best player on the team, at least tied. And I think it's very clear that that is the case in my personal opinion. The next team is the Cleveland Cavaliers. We have Evan Mobley. This team is one of the better teams in the NBA, not the East, the NBA. And even though Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland are doing very good, I could argue that Darius Garland needs to go up just a little bit. More than anything, the great defender that Evan Mobley is needs to go up. First, he's averaging 60+% from the field. He's averaging the most rebounds on the team, one of the most blocks. He has been the best defender, and this is one of the best defenses in the NBA. And the reason being is because Evan Mobley is the reason for that. An insanely good player. I don't want to tie him with Darius Garland, so either two things. One, Evan Mobley goes +2, or Darius Garland goes +1, and then Evan Mobley goes +3. One of those things, he's been amazing. Listen, bro, you do not become one of the best teams in the NBA and the best defense in the NBA when only Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland are doing well. Clearly, there's something in the way that's making them play this good. It's absolutely because of Evan Mobley's amazing defense this year. He has to go up. He has to. Now, up next is the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm going to ask for an extreme upgrade all the way over here with Norman Powell. Norman Powell has been the leading scorer on the team in the last 5 games. Now, he's missed a couple games because he's been injured, but when he's played, he's been the leading scorer on the team. This team is doing semi-decently. We needed Norman Powell. The Clippers needed Norman Powell to do better in order for them to win games. You're going to have Kawhi and Paul George all you want, but if you need to have one other guy, and even though John Wall's been good, Norman Powell was expected to be very good. He was averaging 19 for 2 seasons in a row. Norman Powell needed to do that for this team, and it's looking like he can. To me, if he's playing this way and this team is winning, he's an 83 overall, which makes him a +5. That's a lot, but that's how he's playing right now. I don't see a world where that's changing, so he needs to be an 83 overall as the 3rd best player on this team solidly. Okay, and I don't want y'all to get mad at me because this has been a pretty big debate, and it's pretty obvious that Trae Young needs to go down. The Hawks are struggling, and Trae Young is the major reason for it. His defense is atrocious, arguably the worst defender in basketball right now. Maybe you could say it's because he's physically limited. You can say whatever reason you want. He is struggling. He is a massive mismatch on the court, and he's being inconsistent scoring wise, and his efficiency has been low. So besides playmaking, Trae Young has been atrocious. An 88 overall isn't ridiculous to say. It's just that he's not the 90 overall that he was last year. He's an 88 as of today, in my personal opinion. The next player on the Miami Heat is Tyler Hero. +2 for Tyler. He's averaging 23 points per game, tied as the leading scorer in the last 5 games. He's been fantastic. They need this. The Miami Heat have been a little wishy-washy this year, but you will not win if Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo are the only players like scoring consistently. Tyler Hero needs to be the bucket getter. That's why they have him. He's the bucket getter on this team. He's supposed to be the bucket getter on this team. Even over Jimmy Butler, it's supposed to be Tyler Hero. And he's doing it lately. And if he's going to continue to do this, to me, there is no doubt he's an 85 overall as the third best player solidly. That being said, we need to see if he's consistent about it, because if he continues to average 23 points per game on good efficiency, we're talking about an even higher rating. The other player was Bam Adebayo. I wasn't going to talk about him, but he's been very, very good. 88 to 89 overall for me. That's what I would do with Bam Adebayo as of today. The Hornets, it's a lot. I'm going to say something y'all aren't going to like. LaMelo Ball -2. Now, he's a good playmaker. That's it right now. The scoring is inefficient. The defense is not there. I know that he's coming back from injury, and I'm someone that preaches to not downgrade people who just came back from injury, because it's not fair to them, because, you know, they were injured. But it's clear that he's not where he needs to be just yet. Downgrade him a little bit, maybe like an 86 overall. Now, Terry Rozier and Kelly Oubre have been hard carrying this team that has not no talent, but struggling talent, missing LaMelo Ball for most of the time. Terry Rozier and Kelly Oubre are averaging like 24 a game. So, look, this is what you're going to do. You're going to give Terry Rozier a +3 to an 83 overall. You're going to give Kelly Oubre Jr. a +3 to an 82 overall, or even a +4 to an 83. Tie them as the best player on this team. They have both been amazing. They're not the reason this team is struggling. Everyone else is. I would bump them up pretty significantly here. For the Sacramento Kings, they have been fantastic lately. The Sacramento Kings are a little surprised in the NBA. De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, we know they were going to do good, but it was everyone else. It was a question mark. And Kevin, Harrison Barnes have been very solid, but no one has been more solid than Malik Monk. Malik Monk is averaging 20 points per game in only 24 minutes per game. That means his per 36 is like 30 points a game, at least. He is 6th man of the year as of today. He is the third best player. Someone was trying to argue with me that Kevin is going to be the third best player, and maybe you want to upgrade him to tie it. But to me, Malik Monk is an 83 overall right now. He's playing just as good as Terry Rozier and Kelly Oubre. Why could Malik Monk not be an 83? In my personal opinion, that's where he is. He has earned it. I'm one that talks about earning. You have to earn your overall. He's earned it. He needs to be an 83 overall. For the New York Knicks, we have Julius Randle. He is the only consistent player these last 10 games, and the Knicks have been mediocre, right? Winning some, losing some. He's been the only player that I think has been consistent. I think he's an 86 overall, making him tied as the best player on the team with Jalen Brunson. He's been good. Not as good as we know he could be in that season where he averaged 24, 10, and 6, right? We know how good he can be. He hasn't been that good, but he's been good. He's been solid. 86 overall. He's not the reason the Knicks are having wishy-washy games. To be fair, in my defense to the Knicks, I think that they're not having wishy-washy games. It's that this roster isn't good to do championship level stuff. They're a playoff-ish team, and that's what they're doing. No surprise here. I don't think they should be criticized for this. They're about what you expected them to be. Julius Randle, 86 overall. For the Lakers, I'm going to skip through this quickly because I talk about them every damn video, and I'm tired of it, and 2K does not respect them. Hopefully, they finally get that change. Anthony Davis might +2, I'd argue even +3, making him tied as the best player on the Lakers. He's been an MVP candidate and amazing when healthy. Russell Westbrook, at least +2 to an 81 overall. Maybe the efficiency isn't great, but the playmaking is absolutely fantastic. And there's so many players in 2K that have been upgraded a lot by playmaking. Russell Westbrook deserves that as well. For the Dallas Mavericks, I'm going to say +1 to Luka Doncic, making him tied as the best player in the NBA. And you know what? It's true. The defense isn't amazing, but it doesn't matter. He is probably the best offensive player in basketball right now, like in every aspect. The playmaking is amazing. The scoring is amazing. He's doing it while being double teamed all the time. The efficiency is good. What can you say? Luka Doncic is putting up record numbers this year. There's nothing more to argue. He is MVP candidate, probably MVP first place as of today. He deserves it. And the biggest upgrade of the roster update, I have Tim Hardaway Jr. at a +6, making him an 81 overall. He is averaging the second most points on this team in the last 5 games and doing it extremely efficiently. Everyone else is struggling behind Tim Hardaway Jr. He has stepped up. This is a team that needed people to step up if they want any chance of even winning a title, which is unlikely completely. But Tim Hardaway Jr. is the only one really showing out. He deserves the rating that he's been earning. 81 overall, +6. He's earned it. For the Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Durant +1. Remember when I said that Luka should be tied with Giannis? I do believe that, but I also believe Kevin Durant as well. And don't get upset. We were arguing that Kevin Durant was the best player in basketball just 2 seasons ago. We all know how good he is. He is averaging 32 points on 65% from the field in the last 5 games. That is video game numbers. He deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. The Nets are looking a lot better. and that's because Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are playing out of their minds. Kevin Durant, without a doubt, is tied as the best player in basketball. For the Denver Nuggets, really easily, DeJounte Murray. He is the second best player on this team, not even close. When healthy, he's amazing. 84 overall. No one should be close to him. Simple. I mean, it's no surprise. I know he was injured and he was coming back from injury, but he's playing good. 84 overall. For the Pelicans, reminded that the Pelicans are the #1 team in the West right now in the NBA standings. And that is because Zion Williamson is playing so damn good. He is a 92 overall in my book. He is one of the most efficient players in the NBA, scoring some of the most points in the NBA on the best team in the NBA. Bing, bing, bing. What does that tell you? 92 overall. He is that damn good. He's legit. He's honestly amazing. And I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up even higher if he continues these numbers. First major downgrade of the video is Fred VanVleet -4. I think there's a couple changes that can be made with Scottie Barnes and OG Anunoby, but no one deserves a rating change more than Fred VanVleet to an 80 overall. He has been terrible. There's nothing more to say. You can give me every reason you want. When a player is doing as poor as he is with 11 points on 36% from the field, 11 points on 36 minutes on 30%, terrible numbers, okay? That's inexcusable no matter how you look at it. He's an 80 overall, flat out. Speaking of major downgrades, the Suns with CP3. Now, CP3 has an excuse because of injury, no doubt, and he's been an amazing playmaker. That being said, 85 overall, -4 for him. I've talked about this already a little bit, so I won't go into too much detail. He should not be close to Devin Booker right now. As of today, CP3 has been struggling really hard. Father time's catching up, injuries are catching up. He needs to go down. DeAndre Ayton +1. I believe he needs to be tied as the second best player on the team behind CP3, and that's my personal opinion. And finally, the Portland Trailblazers. So, Anthony Simons and Jeremy Grant. I feel like we've been talking about these players way too much lately, but the changes are obvious. I need Anthony Simons to go +2 to an 86 overall. It is indisputable. The stats do not lie here. He has been one of the most efficient players while scoring the most points on a team that already has Damian Lillard on the court at the same time. Doesn't make any sense why he's not an 86 overall. And Jeremy Grant also needs to be an 86 as a +4. I believe they're tied as the second best player on the team, which is not a bad thing because they're both amazing. Jeremy Grant's been the leading scorer in the last 5 games, very efficient. You could not ask for better from these two players. The disrespect too, this is the most disrespectful players in 2K history. They need to go up now, is a demand. They have to go up. But okay, those are the major changes. I know there's a lot. I'm excited about next Thursday. Let me know what you think in the comments below of who needs to go up and down. And if you like this channel, please give it a sub. I'll see you guys next time.